Hi. So let's check out these COVID-19 solutions which I've ideated. Air warriors. So we can use drones and use satellites for our purposes. First one, UVGI, which is the ultraviolet germicidal irradiation. So China had used this in its buses, and a traditional method took them 40 minutes, but in with using this UVC light, they did it in 5 minutes, and this is effective. We can see here the research also shows that this was done on the H1N1 virus. So yeah, this can be taken into consideration. Secondly, we have IR drones or agricultural drones. So as we can see, agricultural drones are already there, so we can use them for our purpose. Secondly, geospatial drones, something which has thermal imaging technique. So what we could do is that geospatial drones will hover around the locality or these trigger points, and if let's say if someone has a fever, then the NHM would be notified that okay, this person has high fever and therefore sufficient steps can be taken. Now NHM, so check this micro containment plan, which is something which the Ministry of Health had posted, and in this we can see that what the NHM manager does. So third, EO satellite. So ISRO had already planned for 10 EO satellites to be launched this year. Now ISRO can be allowed to do that in fast track mode, and thus these could be used for surveillance. Also, ISRO has around 40 other satellites that could also be used for our surveillance purposes. Fourth, medical carriers. So now drones would be uh, acting as carriers of the medical equipment, critical medical equipment like the samples or any kind of critical medical equipment. Now, what this advantage would be in this case would be that it would be helpful as it would pro, pro it would sorry it would promote non-contact diagnosis. Sorry for the delay. So yeah, it would promote non-contact diagnosis, and these would be very useful in compact places like the RV area. And yeah, the drone swarm. So 35 drone startups of India should be allowed to start with the production of new drones. And as we can see, only 300 drones in a matter of a day can just cover up 6,000 kilometers of area. And disinfectants can be used, but we can also use the combination of hydrogen peroxide and silver nitrate, which would successfully destroy 99.9% of bacteria. The Artha Raksha, which is the Raksha of the Arthatantra. So now, as we know, the government borrows from the RBI. This is a very foolproof method which the government can do, and this is in doing the rounds of the news. But second thing was which the government can do is under Section 49 of the RBI Act, it can rediscount bills of exchange or commercial paper at the bank rate. Now, this bank rate wasn't used before, but it is used, but not for everybody. So this is just used for discounting only for micro, small, and medium enterprises. But this can be used for uh, everybody right now because now the financial system is being threatened. Or third, very different kind of idea is something known as Corona tax. Now, what this tax is that people above 15 lakhs per annum would be charged with 10% of tax for a period of 2 years. Now, because of this tax, the government could get around 1.5 lakh crores, which could be used for to cope up with the downhill economy. Sanitization trunks. So IIT Roper students had developed these, and also such do-it-yourself trunks are available on instructables.com. So now what can be done is that these trunks can be used in APMC markets or mandis or any such trigger points to prevent any potential spread of virus to or from the customer. And you can see here the how it looks, and it's very cheap. It's like uh, it costs just around 1,500 bucks. And printed medical equipments, 3D printing can be used. Print farms can be set up to make walls, oxygen walls, ventilators, and so this could result in a decreasing count of COVID-19 fatality, sorry, and khadi masks. So KVIC shall be ordered to make khadi masks. So around there are 2,400 active khadi institutions. So if they make this khadi mask, and this would involve the poor for sure. So this would result in around 12 lakh khadi masks across the country, which would be beneficial for them as well. Using geographic information system, we can map the potential spread route of virus and detect those areas where the virus may spread. Testing. So rather than testing, first point, rather than testing everyone in an house, test the weakest person in the house. This could save save a lots of time because let's say the out of five, if we test the weakest, then okay for the first phase. This is not for every phase, just for first phase for because we want to do aggressive testing, and that's why. Second point, the block NHM manager, which was mentioned in the micro containment plan of every local node, will inform the residents of that zone about every positive case by mentioning near which landmark it is, the places which that positive case had traveled in the span of 2 or 4 days, and also urging anyone who went near these areas or in the contact of the any places to be to get tested for precaution. This would uh, actually inform people and make them more alert. Third would be the phase one. So this is country level testing. So around 20,000 samples across country should be taken, and so we can find the potential hotspots. Then in the phase 2, we can take 3,000 samples from these hotspots to know the most affected hotspots. So now we can actually at the end of the day we'll be able to know that which zones are the higher uh, uh, which zones are high in capacity for corona spread and which is very less, which zones are very less. Student contribution. So student can uh, make manual ventilators and DIY PPEs. Students, MHRD should facilitate discussion of ideas between Indian university and foreign university. Also, this is the main thing. So, for a day or two, the government should allow 100 colleges in India to uh, assemble students which live in the 5 kilometer radius of the campus, come and make these sanitization trunks which we had discussed, which we had seen previously. So now these trunks can if let's say 100 colleges and 300 of such students come, so if one student makes around 5 or 6 trunks, then we can see that around 10 lakh of such trunks could be made in a day, which could be equally distributed across India to mandis and medical and such trigger points, and this would be a lot of help. And of course, precautionary measures shall be also taken under supervision of the police and medical personnel at these campuses. So, media initiatives. Of course, the government should show the story of recovered patients, what was their journey, to ease out the panic between citizens and encourage the panic citizens to not panic and to come up and get tested if they think they are positive. Second thing, the government should declare a 15-day period or a 20-day period for labs and firms to develop better testing methods, and the one who performs well would be rewarded and benefited heavily by the government. Also declare a ideathon challenge for medical, biotech, biomed, chemical engineering students to so that they can give ideas to curb the pandemic because they are into medical and all those you can say category more, and thus they'll be able to help more. The final one which we are going to talk about, and I'm going to end my Samadhan, is that informing public about Aadhaar enabled payment system. So now, guys, there is this thing. So, there is this payment system. So let's say if there is a person who lives in a remote location in a village and they need money for buying the essential services. Sorry. So now what they can do is they don't have to come out of the house. They can talk to the post office guy. The post office guy would ask for Aadhaar. They'll have to go through a process of OTP, which is like just 2 or 3 minutes, and the post office guy will come and give them money at their doorstep. So reducing any case of transmission. If let's say if the person who wants money can will go outside and maybe they can get uh, they can also get the virus. So this system, this feature of this other enable payment system should be made public. Like there are people who know this, but still there are poor people who don't know about these schemes which are actually right now in the government. Like they don't know about it, and that's why people should be made aware of this to stop any further spread of the virus. So yeah, guys, these are my solutions for the online challenge Samadhan. I know it's been very long, but yeah, and suggestions are welcome. And yeah, this is me, Harsha, and this is it for the day. Thank you. Stay safe, stay at home. Jai Hind.